At just 12 years old, Arvin has already lived a life far heavier than his small shoulders should carry. Every morning, before the sun rises above the crowded skyline of Manila, he wakes to the sound of tricycles rumbling past their tiny shanty home made of patched plywood and rusted tin sheets. His mother prepares a small pot of luga to sell at the market, while Arvin picks up his most prized possession, an old, battered guitar with faded wood, missing varnish, and a crack running down its side. It was the last thing his father ever gave him before passing away, and Arvin treats it like treasure. He walks through the busy streets, weaving between vendors, jeepneys, and people rushing to work. When he finds a shaded spot near a sari store, he sits on an overturned crate and starts to play. The moment his fingers touch the strings, the world around him seems to soften. His voice, gentle yet soulful, floats above the traffic noise as he sings old classics, songs he learned by listening to his father hum them at night. People stop, some smile, some drop a few coins. Some simply listen, touched by the emotion in his voice. Arvin doesn't sing for fame, he sings to help his mother and to keep his father's memory alive. One afternoon, as Arvin performs, Hotel California, a foreign tourist pauses and begins recording. Arvin doesn't notice, he's lost in the music. That night, the tourist uploads the video to social media with the caption, "This kid from Manila sings with the soul of an old musician." Within hours, the video goes viral. Comments flood in, "Get this boy on America's Got Talent. His voice gave me chills." Arvin and his mother sit in shock, unaware that their lives are about to change forever. If you want, I can expand scene 2 next or create picture prompts. The day Arvin leaves the Philippines is the first time he has ever been inside an airport. His heart pounds as he and his mother step through the glass doors of Ninoy Aquino International Airport, greeted by the blast of cold air conditioning and the endless stretch of bright lights. Volunteers from the charity organization guide them to the check-in counter, speaking to them kindly, helping them with forms they've never seen before. Arvin clutches his father's old guitar tightly, afraid someone might take it away. His mother keeps rubbing his back, whispering, "Anak, this is your moment. Don't be scared," but Arvin can't stop the swirl of emotions, excitement, fear, disbelief. The flight is long, he barely sleeps. Every few minutes, he peeks through the window, staring at the sea of clouds glowing under the moonlight. At one point, a flight attendant hears his story and gives him extra snacks, saying gently, "You're going to do amazing, sweetheart." When they finally land in Los Angeles, Arvin's jaw drops. The airport feels like another world, huge digital billboards, endless rows of people, luggage carts that move by themselves. Everything is shiny, fast, and overwhelming. He notices a family hugging each other joyfully and wonders what his father would say if he could see him now. Outside the airport, the cold wind bites his skin, a shock compared to Manila's humid heat. He shivers, and his mother wraps her scarf around his neck. Their sponsor loads their bags into a van and drives them through the city. Arvin stares out the window at towering buildings, bright neon signs, and highways that seem to stretch forever. Through it all, he holds his guitar close, whispering a quiet promise to his fat. The moment Arvin steps inside the backstage area of America's Got Talent, he feels swallowed by a world far bigger than anything he has ever imagined. Bright studio lights bounce off metal rails, contestants hurry around rehearsing lines, singers warm up their voices, dancers stretch in corners, and producers speak urgently into headsets. It's chaos, organized chaos, but to a 12-year-old boy from Manila, it feels like entering another universe. Arvin stays close to his mother, gripping her hand tightly. His heart beats so fast that he worries the microphone taped to his shirt might pick it up. Everyone seems taller, louder, more confident. He watches a teenage band rehearse a rock song with perfect harmony, then a magician make cards appear from thin air. Arvin lowers his gaze, suddenly unsure if he belongs here. A staff member approaches with a clipboard. "You must be Arvin," he nods quietly. "We'll need your guitar for a sound check." Arvin hesitates before handing it over. The staff member raises an eyebrow at the instrument. It looks like it has survived a war. The strings are mismatched, the wood chipped, the sound hole slightly warped. But when the man plays a few chords to test the mic, he pauses, surprised by the unexpectedly warm, soulful tone. As Arvin waits for his turn, he stands alone, practicing the opening chords of Hotel California on his thigh. His hands tremble. His mother squeezes his shoulder. "Anak, you've sung on the streets. You can sing here." Just then, a familiar figure walks by, Simon Cowell himself. Arvin freezes. Simon's eyes land on the old guitar resting on a stand. He looks at Arvin, then at the guitar again, and something softens in his expression. "Play your heart out, kid," Simon says quietly before walking away. For the first time that day, Arvin breathes a little easier. When Arvin finally walks onto the massive AGT stage, the lights temporarily blind him. The audience looks like an ocean of faces, stretching endlessly into the darkness. His knees feel weak. He takes a deep breath, steps up to the microphone, and grips his guitar like a lifeline. Simon, Heidi, Sophia, and Howie look at him curiously. Simon leans forward, studying the shy boy with the beaten-up instrument. "What's your name?" Simon asks. "Arvin, sir." "And where are you from?" "I'm from the Philippines." The crowd cheers, and Arvin's eyes widen in surprise. "And what will you be performing?" Heidi asks warmly. "Hotel California, by the Eagles." A murmur ripples through the room. It's a big, iconic song, one most adults struggle to do justice. Arvin swallows hard. The judge's lights flash. The room falls silent. Then he strums the first chord. Despite the guitar's age, the sound comes out warm, rich, full of soul. His voice follows, a tender, haunting tone shaped by years of singing on street corners. The purity of his voice fills the theater. The audience leans in. Even the camera crew stops moving. When he reaches the chorus, something unexpected happens. Arvin closes his eyes, forgets the fear, and sings with a depth that belongs to someone who has lived a lifetime of hardship. He hits a soft high note, clear, emotional, piercing. The audience gasps. Heidi covers her mouth. Sophia touches her heart. Howie whispers, "Wow," but Simon's reaction is different. His eyes widen, his eyebrows lift, and slowly, almost involuntarily, he leans back in his chair in disbelief. By the time Arvin finishes the final line, the entire room is silent for a full second. Then the explosion comes. The crowd rises to their feet in a roaring standing ovation, drowning the stage in applause. Arvin trembles, unsure if he should smile or cry. He has no idea his life is about to change forever. As the final note fades, Arvin stands frozen on stage, his fingers still hovering above the strings. The roaring applause washes over him like a tidal wave. People are shouting, clapping, cheering, yet he feels distant, almost weightless, as if this moment can't possibly be real. His mother watches from the wings, hands covering her mouth, tears already streaming down her cheeks. The judges rise to their feet one by one. Howie claps with a wide grin. Heidi wipes her eyes. Sophia shakes her head in disbelief. But everyone, every camera, every person, every heartbeat, waits for Simon Cowell. Simon stands slowly, staring at Arvin with an expression the audience rarely sees, a mix of astonishment, admiration, and something deeper, something personal. After the applause softens, Simon finally speaks. "Arvin, there's something truly magical about what just happened." Arvin's breath catches. Simon continues, voice steady but emotional. "You took one of the most iconic songs in history, a song seasoned professionals struggle with, and you made it your own. Not just with talent, but with soul." The crowd cheers loudly, but Simon raises a hand, signaling he isn't finished. He points to Arvin's battered guitar resting against his leg, and the fact that that guitar, that old, broken instrument, produced something so beautiful, that tells me everything I need to know about you. Arvin swallows hard, tears forming. "Talent like yours," Simon says softly, "should never be hidden. It should never struggle to be heard." He steps away from the panel and walks toward the golden buzzer. The audience screams. Simon places his hand above the button. "This," he says, looking straight into Arvin's eyes, "is the moment your life changes." He slams the golden buzzer. Gold confetti erupts from the ceiling like a shower of blessings. Arvin falls to his knees, overwhelmed, as his mother rushes onto the stage, holding him tightly. Simon steps forward and gives Arvin a rare, genuine hug. The world has just witnessed a star being born.